The importance of a mentor in dog training. How important is a mentor for you in your dog training? Hi, I'm Charles and you're watching Our Protection Dogs, a channel devoted to the raising, development and training of a protection dog.
And I'm Marley. And I think at the same time, while we speak about mentors, we can also quickly speak about, because we get a lot of questions also about how do you become a dog trainer?
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, fine. Same line of thing.
Same line of thing.
Can you start?
All right, first of all, what I want to discuss is a mentor. And I think you have gathered from our videos that we have done that we always talk about mentors and having mentors and how important it is to have mentors. So mentors in my dog training, and I think Molly can talk for herself when it comes to mentors, has been a great deal, a great help. If I say great deal, it's been a big deal in my dog training. The importance of a mentor is absolute. You can't go without a mentor in your dog training, because these are the kind of people that through trial and error have succeeded in what they've achieved to do with their dog training. These are guys that have the proof in the pudding. These are the guys that not stands on a podium only once, but regularly stands on a podium. These are the guys. If I say guys, please don't think that I'm referring to the male. I'm also referring to female for the female people out there. So these are the people that is regularly out there, that their theory and the action and the outcome, their theory, practical and outcome is in line. So what they preach, what they do, everything is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. And for me, it is really, really important that you choose a mentor that has done that. They succeeded in everything, and not just once, they do it regularly. It's a habit for them to do it.
Yeah, I think it's important to choose someone that you can look up to and that aligns with your goals or your training goals. And I also think someone you can get along with. I mean, we don't all get along with everybody, and that's okay. So choose someone that has achieved results with many dogs in the specific line that you want help in.
Yeah, and also the thing is you're not going to look for somebody that's going to tell you how cute you are and how nice you do things. A mentor is not that. Your mom or your dad or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, that's why they're there, to boost your little bubble that you've got and blow the bugle and things like that. A mentor is there that's going to tell you exactly, most of the times derail you, most of the times going to bring you back to earth, humble you by telling you the truth. That's going to not degrade you, but is going to tell you the truth. They're not going to break you down, but they are going to say to you that you're on the wrong path. This is not how to do it. Because with dog training, and I think a lot of times in life, we tend to think more of ourselves, or we tend to put ourselves on a higher pedestal than where we really are. And this, unfortunately, is a human thing. And by being humble and a mentor constantly telling you, but listen, this is the path you want to stick to, this is where you're heading, this is what you want to achieve, and this is how you do it. Those are the kind of people in your life that enriches you, not the ones that's going to lie to you or give you a false sense of security or a false sense of who and what you are. They're going to tell you the truth. This is also very important when looking for a mentor.
And another thing is, your mentor doesn't have to live close to you. People will always say, yeah, but that person's so far away. Well, none of our mentors are in South Africa. If we're lucky if we see them once a year, maybe once every 2 years. So saying that it's far, it's not an excuse. If you really want to have the knowledge, you will make a plan.
The other thing about a mentor is a guy or lady that you can phone at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, or speak to on a voice message or a message that you send them. Well, they fast asleep 12 o'clock in the night, and it's your working day, that when they wake up they pay attention to what you say. Or like one of my mentors last night spoke to me about a certain thing about dog training for more than a half an hour, quite late at night, for them late at night. So these are the kind of people that they will go out there to help you. But you also need to know that just as what they are your mentors, you need to be a student that is going to boost them in a lot of ways as well. You want to be a student that is humble, that is going to go out there and say, you know, I've tried it and this is how it worked for me. Thank you so much. I have achieved what you helped me to do. That is very important. I have seen so many people want to tell the mentor they want to go over Master Yoda's head and want to be him or be her. You will never be able to be your mentor. That is not the goal, is to be him or her. No, you have to be an individual on your own rights, stand on your own 2 feet. But always remember that these are the people that helped you get where you are. They always need that acknowledgement, not always by telling them how good they are or anything, but just by being a decent and good student, humble student.
So I think how to choose a mentor would be who do you get along with and who do you look up to and want to aspire to, and not as a person necessarily, but we're talking about dog training. So who do you want to aspire to be in dog training, and then find someone you can look up to. That would be my advice.
Yeah, the other thing is that also what is looking for a mentor is I spoke to a gentleman now the other day, and let's talk about, let's say, soccer. I know the whole world plays soccer. So if you had the options of choosing a mentor between a guy, a fantastic soccer player, Diego Maradona, and somebody like John Dodson from down the road, yeah, who would you pick? I mean, nobody knows John Dodson down the road, but everybody knows Diego Maradona and what great soccer player he was. I mean, surely that will be your mentor that you want to pick. So I chose him because of all the successes he had. Everybody's got mistakes. That's not what we're talking about. But we choose him for all the successes that he had. He was a master. And that is exactly the way that we want to choose our mentors. We're looking at that master. We don't want to choose anybody because it's convenient. We have spoken about this, about dog training clubs, dog trainers, all those kind of stuff. If we're not going to do it because it's convenient, you don't want to waste your time. You want to build yourself up and create yourself to be better.
And then quickly on the topic of how to become a dog trainer. For me, if I could give advice, I would say start off by going to do a course, but a course that actually you will learn something from. Do a course and then just get to do it. Start training dogs and start training pet dogs. That's the best advice I can give. That's where you learn so much of yourself and of the dogs, and it's a great way to start.
Just like human learning, dog learning, that psychology behind how the brain functions, how the brain works, those are the kind of things that you need to go into if you want to become a dog trainer. You need to look at the science of everything. Dog training is a science. Everything has got an answer. We don't have the answers of how dogs use their brains exactly. We don't have the answers of how the nose works exactly. We have ideas and things like that. I've listened to a podcast, and it was very interesting that when the guy that was hosting the podcast the interviewer asked the person he was talking to, he said, how far do you think we are as humans of understanding dogs? And I think they were talking just about the olfactory. Yeah. And he says we haven't even scratched the surface. We haven't even started the idea. But yeah, we are doing all sorts of things, detection, obedience, and all these kind of stuff. And yet we haven't even scratched the surface of it. So, which finds to me is like really interesting, because what we think we know is actually like, do we really know everything? Therefore, it's not so simple just to become a dog trainer because I can get a dog to sit and down. And we have a lot of that in the whole world. We also have even self-proclaimed masters in their field. And that's one thing that you need to watch out for, as if somebody calls himself a master in his field. People that call themselves masters, I have a problem with. It's when people, if you have to tell people how good you are, that's actually the worst thing you can do, because it actually makes you basically putting yourself out there to say that I'm an idiot. People around you telling you how good you are and talking about your back about how good you are, or he's a master, or that's a different story, because in your peers you are being viewed as somebody that has done a great deal, or has learned a great deal, or has gone to and beyond to know what they are talking about. And this is exactly what it is in dog training. For you to become a dog trainer, unfortunately, it works like that, is you have to start at the bottom. You cannot think that you have made a dog sit down once in your life that you are now a dog trainer. It doesn't work like that. We are fairly new in dog training, and we tell you straight out that's what we've been doing for the last 10 years. We've been doing it professionally, and we do view ourselves as beginners. We are still learning. That's why we have mentors, and I have many mentors which I follow and listen and speak to and take advice from. And a lot of times advice comes from weird places. We just have to keep quiet and listen a bit. So it is important that if you want to become a dog trainer, that you have to start off with the basics. There is
learning theory.
Yeah, learning theory. There is unfortunately no course in South Africa really that you can go to. I mean, if you have to go on all the courses in South Africa, and I think even in the world, about each person teaching trainers, I think you'll be busy for a lifetime just going on seminars and courses to learn how to become a dog trainer. But if you want to go on a course, and which is a very good idea to go, make sure that the course that they're giving you is not an outcome is a certificate, but the outcome is for you to understand the methodology or the science behind how a dog learns and what operant and classical conditioning is. I know we always talk about it, and we haven't yet sit down and made that video on operant and classical conditioning. And the reason I think for it is so intense, and it is so difficult sometimes that even I battle with it sometimes, because it's not just what you see on a piece of paper. It gets far more complex once you start doing it in practical, and this is a big thing. And I think only having a good mentor and experience will teach you really at a later stage how to use this. But yet again, do we have tunnel vision, or do we broaden our way of learning and thinking? So coming back down to advice regarding becoming a dog trainer, like I said, and I think Marley will agree with me, that if you do go on a course, make sure that it's not about that piece of paper that you can hang around the wall.
That you also have some experience, that they give you some experience about actually working
with the dog.
With the dogs, yeah.
That the theory, the practical, and the outcome aligns. That is very important, because theoretically the two of us can become billionaires selling socks on a piece of paper. We can do that. I mean, how many times have you sat there by the table and on a piece of paper work things out, how you're buying and selling, and then all of a sudden practical, it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. So you need to understand that those three things need to align, and it's not impossible, and it's not by luck that they align. It is by correct knowledge and using the science-based knowledge behind it to achieve that.
I think the biggest mistake that people make is they achieve something with a dog and then they think that they are the best thing since sliced bread. You know, wow, they're now dog trainers and no one can tell them anything and they're no longer open to learning anything new, because why would they? They know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I think becoming a good dog trainer, you have to be really, really critical of yourself, not of the dogs, of you. And seeing where you make all the mistakes and how you are not giving the information over to the dog so that the dog can understand it.
I remember I listened to an interview many years ago by a fantastic golf player, Nick Faldo. I think he was one of the best. And he said that the day I perfect my swing, everybody's going to have to watch out, because then I have arrived. And I found that so interesting that a professional at his level and at his greatness, well, his things, that said, the day I perfect my swing, and that is important, is you should always remember that it takes many, many years and many, many dedicated hours to perfect that swing, or not even achieve the perfection of that swing. And that is what a lot of people out there lack, is the egos become so big. I think of it as like standing on a podium once. You're standing on the podium and everybody's cheering you, and that's it. But what you need to do is you need to stand on that podium every time, consistently. And once you've done this for the last 20, 25, 30 years, I view you then as a master. You don't have to view yourself as a master. But until then, stay humble and try and perfect that swing.
Yes, I think that's about it.
Yeah. If you've got any questions regarding of what we discussed about mentors or about becoming a dog trainer, on the videos that we've had from the beginning, we do talk a lot about dog training clubs, and how to choose a trainer and stuff like that. I think by now you should make not an assumption, but you should like draw a picture of what it is that you're looking for in your dog training career. Might it be just training your dog? Might it be sports? Might it be having a career of actually training dogs and making money out of it, a professional career out of it? You should now basically be able to like put things together where you understand where you want to go and how you want to achieve that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like I said, any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you
like the video,
and subscribe if you haven't done so. Until further ado.
Cheers.